Hello and welcome to The Hearing. I'm John.
And from Chicago's North Side, I'm Scotto.
And before we get to this week's album, just wanted to start off, of course, I always do in the first episode in June, wishing everybody a happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Also, just wanted to mention that Orla Gartland has released a new single called At the End of the Day. It's not a Spock's Beard cover. She also announced that she wrote and recorded 8 songs for the soundtrack of the 5th season of the Apple TV series Trying, which is what this song is from. It's the first single from the soundtrack album that will be released on July 8th alongside the beginning of the series. I watched the beginning of one of the episodes. It looks pretty good. It's a Brett half-hour comedy.
Okay.
If you've seen Gavin and Stacey, it has a similar vibe to that.
I don't think I've seen that one.
It's a relationship comedy, but it looks pretty entertaining. I'm probably going to catch up. Maybe not in time for the new season because it's less than a month away. But I might watch more episodes. But I'm absolutely looking forward to the album because I'm a big Oral fan. And Guided by Voices dropped their latest album on the same day as the album we're reviewing this week, May 29th. It's called Crawl Space of the Pantheon. Love that title. I highly recommend checking it out if you like GBV. It's their 44th album.
What?
44 albums and many lineup changes. Robert Pollard, the vocalist and primary songwriter, is the only one who's been on all of them. And it still sounds like GBV. Not as incredibly lo-fi as the first album, but still pretty lo-fi. Like, not at all, like, mainstream sounding.
And Serengeti dropped his latest installment of the Kenny
Nice.
Dennis saga,
Mm.
Kenny V. He promises this is the second to last
Mm.
installment. The story has become quite the soap opera. They did the whole uh, what is that where they have like the shocking thing of the person showing up at the door is how they ended the last album,
Uh-huh.
and this is the fallout, which I was wondering, like, were they just going to leave us hanging? But no, we are seeing I guess Kenny Dennis working through uh the crisis that has ensued.
Mm. And on to this week's album, which is from 2026, All In Now by Dogstar. Dogstar are an American rock band formed in 1991 and best known for their bassist. All In Now is their 4th studio album and their second since reforming in 2020, following an 18-year hiatus. It was released on May 29th, 2026, on the band's own label, Dillon Street Records, produced by Nick Launay, and features Brett Domrose on lead and backing vocals and guitar, Robert Malhouse on drums and backing vocals, and of course Keanu Reeves on bass and backing vocals. Reminder, I don't edit any songs into our reviews for copyright reasons, but down there you'll find links to All In Now on Spotify and YouTube so you can follow along if you'd like. Track 1, Math, great groove, great bass line and tone. I'm just going to say it, I think Keanu is a better bass player than he's an actor. He's a hell of a bass player.
I was kind of shocked at the vocals, you know. I
Well, he doesn't sing. Well, he might sing
Yeah.
backup. He doesn't sing lead. Brett Domrose sings lead. Um,
Okay.
like the lead guitar in the intro, Domrose, his voice has grown on me. Like how it explodes into the chorus.
Yeah.
He does a bunch of chord solos, which are really nice change of pace. He kind of avoids the big showpiece solo, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Um, and once again, we have a bassist who plays ahead of the beat and a drummer who plays behind. Love that. Um, the proper guitar solo is good, but I'm still tired of wah wah.
Well, there was some wah-wah, but I was thinking they were really going for like the cheap trick, uh, you know,
Okay, yeah, his voice is kind of in his Robin Zander place. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah.
uh, no surrender, you know, kind of
Mhm. I like that song.
tone for the guitar, you know,
Mhm.
between the verses at least.
Okay, yeah, I hear
You're
it. Track 2, The Sphere. I like that jangly guitar sound in the beginning. The drums sound like a machine. Mailhouse is remarkably agile, especially for his age. They're all like early 60s. And the
Yeah.
dude sounds like a drum machine. Great groove. Really love the vocal melody. Nice jangly guitar solo, and I like how it goes out softly.
Wouldn't mind if there was like a bridge in
Hmm.
this. I guess this one was a bit shorter, so it really didn't need one.
Uh,
The last one definitely could have used like a bridge or some sort of middle section being a little longer.
hmm. Track three, All In Now. Great insistent groove. Love that clanky bass tone. Nice thick guitar tone in the intro. Like the vocal melody. Nice harmonies in the chorus. Nice rhythmic variation in verse two. They change up the groove a little bit. I think it speeds up as it goes, which is unusual. Nice chord solo toward the end.
Yeah, there's like a very brief solo in there finally.
Mm.
But even that solo is still pretty much in the pocket. It's very in
Yeah,
and out done.
I like that. I'm one of those people who are just tired of gratuitous guitar solos. We've been on about this before.
Yeah.
Uh, Track four, Exalted. Nice groove, nice subtle reverb on the vocal. There's probably reverb on all the vocals, but it just happened to catch my attention this time, and in a good way, which is unusual. Great harmonies in the chorus. This one sounds a bit Springsteen to me. I don't know why, and that would normally be a criticism, but it doesn't sound like Springsteen. It sounds like a cover of a Springsteen, and typically I like covers of his songs.
I agree wholeheartedly. There's a lot of Springsteen songs that I'm not into, but then when they get covered, it's like, oh, well, I can see what people like about this. In this case, I think vocally he's going, maybe the song is Springsteen style and just kind of like, hey,
I'm
we're
not sure
doing
what it
this
is about it. It's from a writing standpoint, nothing in terms of the orchestration or the
right.
vocals.
And but I think the vocal, he's going for Bowie, I feel, more than anything else.
Interesting. Okay.
Like a higher register, you know, when
Hmm.
Bowie would go high,
Yeah.
not the
Right.
low Bowie.
Right.
He does that a little later in the album.
Uh,
But
and I love the high end of Britt Domrose's voice. It's just
but yeah,
magical.
I'm gonna go with this one as my pick for strongest,
All right.
just because I like that he was going for that.
Mm. And I like the use of arpeggios in the break instead of, again, a proper solo. Uh, Track five, Siren. Nice descending opening riff. Great legato vocal melody. Legato means that the notes are held out and kind of run into each other as opposed to staccato, which is short and separated. Uh, love how it picks up in the chorus. Of course, we get another wah solo, which there's a good one toward the end. End of
Yeah,
the album.
we actually get a real solo in this. And if it wasn't for that solo, this song would be very similar to the last song.
Yeah.
A lot of these songs start running together for me.
Well, that's something I've noticed. Their last album, Between the Power Lines and the Palm Trees, if I'm recalling that name correctly, um, I didn't love that one. And it did have a very cohesive sound throughout the album.
Yeah.
This album also has a very cohesive sound. Uh, but I like it because it's a little darker and moodier and more bass. Uh, but I don't know if it works that well as an album experience. But as someone who listens to individual songs, I love it because I like the individual songs when I pull them out and just listen to them on their own.
I think that is exactly where I'm going with this too. Like individually, there's some really good stuff here, but you play them back to in a row, and
It's a
it's kind
bit
of like
too cohesive. It gets
I kind
samey.
of I listened my last listen to this just because the work was such chaos today.
Mm-hmm.
I wound up listening to this on my train ride home, and so I couldn't really like see like the title of the song I was on,
Uh-huh.
and there were a couple times like, wait, have I heard this one already?
Uh-huh.
Like I'm sitting here thinking they probably get confused as to which song they're in the middle of too.
I doubt they do, but it's if you're listening to it in the background or pulling off individual songs like I do instead of listening to the whole album,
Yeah,
it works. If you're really digging in for an album experience where you're paying a lot of attention, like you tend to,
yeah,
it doesn't work as well. I will say that.
yeah. I got that. Yeah,
Track six, Punch the Sky. Great opening riff, nice fuzzy guitar tone. The drums are a little lower in the mix in this one, which is an interesting choice. Good groove. Because the drums are a little lower, you can really tell how far ahead Keanu is compared to Malhouse. Good guitar solo. Dahmers really knows how to work a chord solo. I'm just going to keep giving that note. I love that choice instead of doing the shreddy thing. Uh, Love the bass part in the bridge. Also, nice long trail after that last chord. They really let it take its time to fade.
There was a nice breakdown to set this as give this something to set it aside from the
Hmm.
rest, you know?
Yeah. Track 7, Joy. Love the rhythm guitar in the intro. I think that intro is all guitar, no keys. I couldn't find specific credits for this album, so I just pulled the credits from their Wikipedia page, the band's page. But I think that's all layered guitar.
Okay.
It's got a nice off kilter, kind of bouncy groove. Love the vocal melody. Love the lead guitar between verse 1 and 2. Uh, Another nicely composed break without a solo, and then a great ending solo.
I mean, I think on something like this, you kind of need the solo every now and again to like really
Hmm.
to just break things up, you
Hmm.
know?
Track 8, What Is? This was almost my favorite. I had to roll dice again. I'll get into how I did it when we get to the one that I actually got favorite. Um, Great kind of punkish groove. I love that sort of fried guitar sound on the arpeggios. It's the best I can describe it. Great verse melody, like the nice little bits of a lead bass in verse 2. And then we actually get a short bass solo before the guitar solo. I love
Right.
Keanu's bass playing.
I mean, this one, I like how they weren't trying as hard on this one. You
Hmm.
know, it was closer to what I was expecting when I came into this one.
Uh,
They try to dress this one up sonically a bit with the volume in places using the studio, but it's it is very similar to the rest of the album too.
hmm. Track 9, The Whisper, good groove. I love those sinister chords. The melody could be very happy without them, which would have put me off. Great edgy bass tone. I like that climbing chorus melody. Good sparse melodic wah solo. That's how it's done. He doesn't play much. He doesn't go into those quick bits and moving, where you go back and forth on the pedal to get that cliche sound. He just uses it as kind of an atmospheric effect. And there's this great kind of, I'll call it athletic drum fill right before the last chorus.
I like when they're going for the quiet, loud part here. You
Mm.
know, it's a nice change of pace. The you know, and gets back to the Bowie vocals here.
Mm.
So this one's a really is a good one.
Track 10, Shards of Rain. This is my pick for favorite. I rolled a d6 and a d10 because what is track 6? This is track 10, and the d10 came up higher. Uh, love that opening guitar riff. This one kind of reminds me of the Psychedelic Furs.
I was thinking Japan.
Okay, yeah. Great loping groove. Love the chorus on the guitar and bass. Great verse melody. I love how that chorus guitar sounds with palm muting in the pre-chorus, and the pre-chorus melody is even better than the verse melody. Uh, and I love the little spotlight on the bass before the third verse.
But yeah, really like the gothy mood that, you know, they went
Hmm.
for on this. It
Yeah.
really works.
Track 11, Shallow Easy. Nice dramatic drums in the intro. Great verse melody. Dom Rose is great vocally at a technique called cry, which is what it sounds like. It's that sobbing effect. Uh,
Okay.
and I've realized who he has been reminding me of this whole time since I first heard him. Roy Orbison.
Yeah, you could definitely see where he's going from. When he goes into that kind of almost yodel, you know,
Mm.
it is definitely like Orbison.
But just in general, he's very similar to Orbison. I'm guessing
Yeah.
Orbison was a big influence. Amazing harmonies in the chorus and a great melodic guitar solo.
Yeah, this one they get a little more adventurous with the melody here, which is
Mm.
good to hear. There's even some harmony going on which I don't think you really heard uh, that I could even think of at least off the top of my head for the rest of the album. So yeah, this was a good one too.
And finally, track 12, Wing. Nice shuffle-ish kind of groove. At least that's kind of the best way I can describe it. Great bass tone, nice chorus guitar tone, another nice legato verse melody. I love when that distorted guitar comes in the chorus. Great melody and harmonies in the chorus, and I love how economical all of his solos are.
Yeah, were they going for like an earlier Radiohead on this one? 'Cause, I mean,
Interesting.
the influences are interesting,
Mm.
you know, in this, you know, to pick out what they were going for. It's definitely not what I was expecting coming in because I hadn't heard anything they had done before
Mhm.
this.
So, do you recommend it?
Not as an album, but
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely add songs to a playlist
Yeah.
here and there, you know?
Yeah, I do recommend it, but again, if you listen like me, if you listen to individual songs, it's great. If you're if you have it on in the background and just want some good grooves and you're not going to be paying a ton of attention to it, it'll work.
I think this would be an amazing 6 song EP
Uh-huh.
because they have like those last 3 or 4 songs at the end that are different, and then a couple of the good ones from the first side,
Right.
and it would be just it would be amazing.
But if you are like Scott and you really, lock in for that album experience and really pay a lot of attention, this is not it.
Right. Yeah, I was getting that.
And that's it for All In Now. Until next time, and we'll be reviewing Between the Lines by Spider. Have you ever heard of Spider, the band?
Oh, the name sounds familiar. Who's in it?
A late 70s, early 80s band that featured Holly Knight on keys, who has written hit songs for a ton of artists, and Anton Fig on drums, who, of course, is best known for the David Letterman band.
I was just gonna say, like, Anton Fig, is that like the guy who would
Yeah,
drink the milk to guess the expiration
the,
date?
the Letterman drummer, yeah. Is what he did before Letterman. Actually, he played in jazz groups as well. Of course, he's an incredible drummer. This album features the original versions of Change, which was John Waite's first big hit,
Okay.
and Better Be Good to Me, made famous by
Wow.
Tina Turner, of course, both written by Holly Knight. I would imagine Knight wrote all of the songs because she's kind of a hit maker. Um, until then, of course, always remember, never forget, wherever you go in life, there
There
you
you
are.
are.